On environmental and climate change issues. I was a member of the Israeli delegation there. However, you know, in an international conference like that with 45,000 delegates, it's very difficult to do things. There is a lot of talking, but very little is being done, okay? There were leaders of countries, ministers, but very little is really done. And a lot of talking and arguments. However, not coincidentally, on the same week, in another corner of Rio, there was the meeting of the International Insurance Society, which is the meeting place of all the CEOs and the chairpersons of the industry. And I was invited then to be a keynote speaker and to have to celebrate the signatory process of a ceremony of the PSI, Principle of Sustainable Insurance Treaty. And I was really happy. And right now, at that time, about 30% of the total money of the industry have signed already to this treaty. However, still companies are joining the process, and also they are working on the bylaws. Nothing of what I said earlier is mentioned in this treaty, except that they are now working on the bylaws. So the question is how to develop the rules for the investment that will take into consideration the social and environmental issues, and what way should they get in the calculation. In other words, projects which are not sustainable, or projects which are not leading to prosperity will be penalized by having to pay higher returns, and other projects will have, friendly projects will get loans easier to get money. And this is one thing. I'm working also recently on another aspect of our financial market. Somebody mentioned in the morning, I think it was Mr. Hodel that mentioned it earlier in the morning, the need to transform the financial market, because they are controlling most of the money in the world. And there is a need for monetary reform in the world. There were some important studies recently on that topic. I'm working hardly now on introducing some other complementary currencies beside the national currencies to do all kinds of things. We are now making a big project. Has not yet been announced, but it is already working on a small scale, but it is going to be introduced in many countries soon to encourage voluntary work and things. I'm finishing. One thing is the urgency. You see, you don't drown by just simply falling into the water. You drown by staying there. Okay? And we are too long, we have our heads below, underneath water, so we should really change our ways and do something. People arguing against us, saying that we are tree huggers and dreamers and whatever. But we are really the tree planters for the world. And here I am planting a tree in a very important ceremony in Israel. There's 2 slides. Let's notice, please, that home is not a strategy. Okay? And many of the talks that I heard today were hopes. People hope that something will happen, but things will not happen. We have to do certain things. We need a vision. We need leadership. We need commitment. We need collaboration. All kinds of things. We have to work together on all these things. YKC, my center, is working on this and developing leadership. We do miracles, really. In 3 days, we take top management of a corporation and we change the diskette in their heads. And they start talking a different language. And we develop also in that place, we develop a new type of democracy. At first, now we are talking about the municipalities, because instead of just waiting for between elections and you just elected a mayor, let's say, and then let him spend the time on his without consulting. Today, with the technology that we have, with the IT, we can change those things. We can be involved, we can determine the agenda, and we can find solutions, and people can really get involved, despite the size of cities. Because with the technology, this can be done. If you think that you are too small to affect things, keep in mind this mosquito. One mosquito at a dark night can make your life miserable. So it has a tremendous power. So each of us has a power. And the final conclusion is, yes, we can. It's a fantastic slogan, by the way. What is so special about it? 3 languages. Yes, in English, oui, in French, can, in Hebrew. Okay? So, thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have given more time